What's going on, y'all? It is Cody Wynn, and this is the final video in our series before we're going to release the entire thing unedited, because I skipped a lot of pieces out for contextual reasons, but and I think I probably skipped some language out as well. But this is our last video in our series where I debate a gay porn star and an atheist, and we're talking today about if somebody who struggles with homosexuality or is part of the LGBTQ community, if God is just commanding them to live the rest of their life celibate and not to ever love anybody or anything like that. So we're going to dive into that in a biblical context, and you'll be able to see what they say back. So let's go.
Cody, do you have any homosexual friends?
Yeah, I have plenty of people that I spend time with that are homosexual. So it's not one of those things where I'm just like, get away from me because I don't want you to get your gay on me. It has nothing to do with that. Yeah, I have many friends who are homosexual.
If you had, like, you've got friends in the community of the LGBTQ plus community, would you find it really disheartening to know that for the rest of you knowing that person in your life, they're to suppress their sexuality, and that you will know that a part of them will never be explored if they're going to be a gay Christian? They're never to explore their sexuality in the way that they feel it was portrayed, and they're never to marry somebody that they love. How would you feel as a person who loves your friends as homosexuals? How are you going to feel knowing that you'll have friends that are gay that are silently in pain, that they can't express themselves at the very core of themselves?
Yeah, a few things. Well, first off, I would, if I had somebody that was a friend of mine and they said, man, I'm 45 and I just have this strong desire to sleep with 4-year-old girls. I just can't suppress. I would tell them absolutely not. Don't do that under any circumstance ever. That would be awful. So I would tell them absolutely not. So their feelings, again, on the matter are irrelevant to what they should do in the matter. So secondly Paul says in 1 Corinthians 7 that plenty of heterosexuals are called to singleness for the rest of their lives, because God has desired for them to be single rather than to be married. And that, like Paul, great example, wrote over half the New Testament. He was single for his entire life, and he didn't ever describe any sort of being miserable because he was single. I have dear friends of mine who are Christians and single for life. I have non-believing friends who have been single for life, and they have no problem with doing that. So again, it's God's standard that he has set there, and people's feelings on what they should do is very dangerous, because if Hitler tells me he feels like slaughtering 11 million people, I'm going to tell him he probably shouldn't.
Manuel, would you be able to be single and not active in your sexual life for the rest of your life?
No. Even my mom would tell you that. I'm okay with single. I don't even need a boyfriend right now. I don't really matter to me. But I do nourish lots of connections with, different guys around the world. We have beautiful connections, and that's what really matters to me.